no matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So I met this old man. He was so poor, didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah. Through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. The landlord wears the rent, school fee too, partner drop bonds, and the youth them need you. Friends all ask me what I'm gonna do. I smile and tell them that God will see me through. So no matter what the circumstances may be, yeah, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times or through the sad, God is always there for me. I met this old man. He was so poor, he didn't hold no bed, so we slept on the floor. He's always smiling, I never heard him complain. He said I've proven God again and again. So no matter what the circumstances may be, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the sunshine or through the rain, through the pleasure or through the pain, God is always there for me. No matter what the circumstances may be, no, God is always there for me. Yeah, through the good times or through the bad, through the happy times. Oh, there's not a broken vessel that God can't make. The thief was down to his last breath, hanging there and can't wait. When he turned to the master and said, Lord of mercy on me, he was just a broken vessel that Jesus washed away his sins. 'Cause there's none a broken vessel that God can make. Oh, there's not a broken vessel God can't make.
Yes, good afternoon to all my listeners and viewers. Welcome to Rebel Radio. Yes, Wednesday. And we continue here in Jamaica to observe the post-hurricane restoration program. You know that thousands of lives were affected by Hurricane Melissa, and things are still very tough, and we expect tougher times because as we speak, the Middle Eastern war is on, and that is going to affect us right across the board. All right, we are going over to St. Ann. You will remember that K Valley in St. Ann was badly damaged. That part of the parish was drowned. And you know, all the businesses in K Valley were affected. I have one businessman with me here, Mr. Brown, whose business was affected. So we are going to talk about restoration in K Valley, what is happening. Mr. Brown, good afternoon to you, sir. Mr. Brown? I don't know what happened here, but I'm not hearing him. Hello, Mr. Brown. Are you hearing me? Not hearing Mr. Brown at all. I don't know what is the problem here. Why I am not hearing him. Mr. Brown? Don't know what is happening here. Let me hang up and try and reach him again, because I don't understand why I am not hearing from him at all. Let me see what is happening now. We know that the phone system.
Hello?
Oh, Mr. Brown, yes.
This is not Mr. Brown, man.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Mr. Johnson. Probably that's the reason why I wasn't hearing you at all.
Yes.
So how are things in K Valley? How is the restoration process coming along?
Restoration is coming along very slow.
Yes.
It is very, very, very slow.
Yes.
And as you might not know, up to now we have not seen or get any assistance from the government in terms of business, or even in terms of damage to houses that was flooded out.
Yes.
Right? But when I contacted the Ministry of Social thing, Ministry of Labour, they said that they'll post it. You'll get a QR post on your in a text message. And up to now we have not seen that. People have come to me asking me if I get anything, and I'm telling them I gave them the same information. You should look out for a text message.
Okay, right. But let me ask you a question. People from the Ministry of Labour, did they visit the community and carry out any assessment?
Yes, they did visit the community. Didn't carry out their assessment, did their assessment, right? And that's what I'm saying to you now. For those of us who that assessment was assessed, right? And I can remember some time ago the ministry, they said they were going to pay people in St. Ann, give people in St. Ann their stipend, whatever they were giving out, right?
Yes.
But today, none of us in K Valley has not received any any assistance through the ministry based on that. Because a number of persons come to me to ask me if I get anything, any assistance, anything from the government on the government side.
Yes.
When I reach out to the persons at the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, what they said to me, you'll get a telephone call or you'll get a QR code text message to tell you what hardwares to go to get access for those persons. To date, we have not got that QR code yet. Right? So, on that hand, we haven't seen any much help. Right? And the other part of it, some of the farmers maybe get a little assistance. Like, get a little assistance, but nothing to write home about that could help them to get back on their feet. Right? So everything that we are doing in this neck of the woods, we are doing it out of our pockets.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can say to you that for the business persons who I have spoken to, right, they are nowhere near what post-Melissa we were doing in post-Melissa. Most persons are saying to me that they are just about maybe 50%. They are doing 50% of what they used to do before Melissa.
Yes.
Right? So the recovery process is very slow in the K Valley area.
Yes, sir.
Right? Apart from the what we call it like a food package or care package that they gave out in just after Melissa. Yeah, we see none of our political representatives, right?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen none, right? Along with the police, some time ago, we had this forum where we invited the political representatives, people from the municipal council and other stakeholders to come to the meeting. And I think it was poorly attended by those people too.
Yes.
And when the councillor was asked some questions, things that is happening in the community, she was like, she could even give us a clear answer on what will be happening, right?
Okay.
Because if you look at things like the taximen, for example, they refuse to use the car park. They refuse to use the car park in Sea Valley right now that is designated for them because it's in a deplorable condition.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So things like that, these things are hampering the development or the whole thing, the community coming back, or you're getting back on your foot.
Yes, sir.
Because there is a number of vendors in that used to be in the market. And today, only maybe 2 or 3 of them is back in there. Because they can't survive. Because the traffic is not going back into that car park. So they can't go back in there to do anything. So that mayhem is right now on the streets of K Valley, where the taximen block the gas station and they block the road and they do all kind of things. And neither the police or the municipal council can get them to go back there.
Oh, that's very bad news. Very bad news, Mr. Johnson. So
yes, that is very bad.
K Valley is in shambles right now.
Right. And I can tell you too that the farmers, when after the flood, a lot of them went out and planted a lot of lettuce and pasture. And then what happened? Everything came in same time. So it now pushed them back into square one again where the price is suppressed because they have an oversupply.
Yeah.
And they should remember too, the farmers should remember too, that it was the whole of Jamaica that was Melissa damaged. Right? So, all of that is causing that sort of thing in the country, this part of the country, not to pick up and start running again smoothly.
Yes, sir. Yes. So you are telling me that in Cave Valley, the houses that were damaged, businesses that were damaged, registration was done, but to date, the people have not received no assistance. That is the situation in Cave Valley.
Yes, that is right.
So, some of the businesses have reopened.
Most of them are reopened.
Yes.
But all right. For example, I was doing an interview with them, with another media, right? So I took the person over to the hardware for them to talk to the owner.
Yes.
Right? Because I wanted them to hear from his perspective or their perspective what the business recovery is like. And what the owner was said, that they need assistance to get back to the thing because their sales have not come back up. It's not up to maybe 50%. It's a some days they go up to 60%, but most of the time they are down below that margin. Right? And they need assistance to maybe put back some of the things that they lose.
Yes, sir.
As I said to you again, nobody seems to fear. Right? Everything may be gone another way. Right? You don't see anybody you can talk to or ask a question. Because one of the things I had put to that person, that when we had that media thing with the media, what I said to them, the government should look at Cave Valley and say to the persons, here is a grant. Here's a grant. It might not be enough to put you back on your foot where you were, but here's a grant and maybe something that you could replace. So you can keep the employment going at the workers that you had before. Right? So so that isn't done and that is not forthcoming. Right? So the business is not coming up, man. It's not coming up, I can tell you.
Yes.
It is very, very weak in most cases in Cave Valley. Very weak for the business persons.
And I can imagine that the roads that were damaged, they have not been fixed either.
Well, I am saying, they did come back and fix some of the roads that was designated to be fixed before Melissa. So the new potholes that come after Melissa isn't fixed. Just the old part that they had done some assessment and before is fixed. Right? So, for example, in Cave Valley, you have one section, from the Greenock to Brownstone Road, where it is a disaster or a thing waiting to happen. Because that section of the road was damaged in Melissa. And nobody pays any attention. Even patrol it with mall or solid or something on it. So that when the rain fall and the road is muddy, the trucks won't park in there or people can park there easily. Right?
Right.
That other thing is not done. Not done. Right?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to do is to mobilize the community. That we can call the elected officials and let them give us some idea when we get things done.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That is being done, and we are suffering.
Understood.
Right?
Understood, sir. Yes. That is very, very bad news at all. The Cave Valley market is down, right? The car park, as you say, needs repair. And the businesses are slow, right?
Right.
And the people whose houses were damaged, as you say, they have not received any assistance as yet. This is the state of Cave Valley, and I want my listeners and viewers to know that Cave Valley was one section of St. Anne that was flooded out.
Yeah, we were flooded, man. We were underneath nearly 20 feet of water.
Yes. And
right?
Substantial damage was done in Cave Valley by the flood. So the people there, they need some assistance. And they are appealing to the government to speed up the process so that they can start rebuilding their lives. I can know that it is very tough over there in Cave Valley. You have the people in Cave Valley. You have water though.
No, most of us do rainwater harvesting.
Okay. All right.
So we are not a public system. We have our own individual attachments at our homes.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, up to 2 weeks ago, we were struggling because we had a 6-week drought, which drove a lot of people off.
Mm-hmm.
It was maybe a week ago, we got some rain and people started to get back water.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Well. Not very good news at all. I have to try and get on to the member of parliament for him to take some action to assist his constituents. Yes. Cave Valley, badly damaged. So, Mr. Johnson, we will have to keep in touch. I am going to try and reach out to the member of parliament, but we have to keep in touch so that we can keep an eye on what is happening in Cave Valley. I want to thank you very much for your time this evening, sir.
Okay, sir.
And we will talk again. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. It is Mr. Hugh Johnson there over in Cave Valley, bringing us up to date on what took place, what is happening over there. As I said, you'll recall that area was one of the areas in St. Anne that was badly damaged. It was flooded out. And to date, registration was done, but people over there, they have not received any benefit as yet. So I hope the authorities are listening so that they can take some action to assist the people. This is Rebel Radio. Let us go for a break.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, Hardware and Supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super savings summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring and more. At Tools, Hardware and Supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware. sorrows, questions for tomorrow. There's been times I didn't know right from wrong, but in every situation, God gave me consolation that my trials come to make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I've been to lots of places, seen so many faces. There were times I felt so all alone, but in my lonely hours, those special hours, Jesus let me know that I am His own. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I thank God for the mountains, thank Him for the valleys, thank Him for the storms He brought me through. 'Cause if I didn't have problems, I wouldn't know that God could solve them. I wouldn't know what faith in God could do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff that comfort me. Though the wicked will come upon me to eat up my flesh, they will stumble and fall. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to put my trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to put my trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Trust in Jesus. Learn to trust in God. Through it all. Lord have mercy. God in the day is still God in the night. Life is easy when you're on top of the mountain. You've got peace of mind like you never know. Yeah, but things change when you're down in the valley. Don't lose faith, or you're never alone. the God of the mountain is still God in the valley. When things goes wrong, He make them right. And God of the good times is still God in the bad times. God in the day is still God in the night. You talk of faith when you're on top of the mountain, but talk them easy when life at its best. But it's down in the valley of trials and temptation. That's when your faith is really put to the test. Lord of mercy, for the God of the mountain is still God in the valley. When things go wrong, He'll make them right. God of the good times is still God in the bad times. God in the day is still God in the night. God in the day, yeah, it's God in the night. Lord of mercy, when things goes wrong, make them right. Yeah, oh bye, Lord of mercy. God in the day, God in the night. All things are possible if you only believe. Sitting at home,
welcome back to Rebel Radio, and we are talking about post-hurricane restoration, and you heard us earlier on talking to Mr. Johnson over in Cave Valley in St. Anne. We are going over to St. Elizabeth now, and I have 3 residents with me here, including my well-known correspondent, David Satchel. But I have 2 other persons with me who I am not going to call their names, because their problem is that they were registered, and to date they have not received any assistance. So let me start with let me talk with Miss D first. Miss D, tell me, what is your problem?
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes.
So, on the 30th of January, I was calling. We're upon arriving in Santa Cruz. I was given a check by the Prime Minister. One of them big plot can check there.
Yes.
And until now, I have not received that money. I went back to NIS about 2 weeks after. They called me. They called me or sent me a text message, and until this day, I haven't received anything. I haven't got a call or a message from anyone.
So the Prime Minister gave you a check? That's what you
Yes, I am all over the internet. All over the internet. I cannot convince anybody that I did not get the money.
Yes. And then, but you can't change the check. That is.
No, I don't receive the actual check. I just get what them calling out the big check.
Okay. Yes.
The display check.
Right.
I haven't actually get the actual check as yet.
Okay.
From the 30th of January.
And you have not received no further information?
No further information. I even take it and went to Santa Cruz twice.
Yes.
To the NIS office.
Yeah, man, with the give thanks, man.
Yes. And you have not received any further information?
No information whatsoever.
Yes. Mr. B, what is your situation? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, Hoagie, what is your situation?
I registered with the NIS from sometime in November. I registered with the NIS, and until this moment, I don't receive that text message, which you would claim the voucher. I don't receive it now. And I really into a desperate situation, because whenever time it's rain, the water just keep pouring through the house, because it's only tarpaulin I have on the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. And so where you register in Black River? NIS office in Black River?
Well, the NIS people did actually come by my house.
Yes.
Yeah, they did actually working through the district. So they did do a house to house by registration.
Yes.
Yes.
And so you were registered, but as we speak, nothing has happened. You have not received any benefit as yet?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes. No, that is something. And in your district, do you know about how many people in your district have not received benefit?
Well, a lot of people I know that don't receive no benefit in us. A lot of people. Few people is actually getting the voucher and claiming it, but you have more people don't get more than we get.
Okay.
Yes.
Miss B, in your district, what is the situation? Do you know how many people have not received any benefit?
I am not sure, but I heard one or few people saying that they actually get it. But say maybe 5% out of 100. You just hear here and there somebody saying, me get a text. But majority of us, including myself, who's all over the media, don't get the money.
Okay. Yes. And
it is only...
Yes,
go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah,
it is only fair they call me and they give me the check. At least I was there. When I was sitting there, I was saying to my friend that I am going to get the money today. However, I didn't get it. And until this day, all they ask me is my correct name. So why them have me up and still not give me the money?
Yes.
It is not fair.
No, the process is moving slow.
Very slow.
Yes. Okay. And David?
Yes, man.
I understand now that some people receive their notices on their phone, but they are being told that they must go to Montego Bay. Can you expand on that?
Desmond, what the two persons spoke to is a prevalent issue right across the districts. And they are very correct in terms of persons who have been accommodated so far, because when the announcements were made that $5.2 billion disbursed, majority, if any of these persons from these areas got anything. And remember now that the hurricane struck in a pivotal era, in the Black River Parity era, where most of these persons who I have spoken to are from. And if they were not accommodated when $5.2 billion was disbursed, it begs the question, how is this process done? The gentleman spoke to you and said that from as far back as November, he was assessed.
Yes.
And the hurricane struck October, so he was very early, one of the earliest persons in the system.
Yes.
And he has yet to be notified. Yet persons, I understand, were done in February and have received their benefit. In respect to the information coming in, many persons are getting information from text just since last week. Majority of those since last week, and the majority of those who are getting Desmond has gotten messages that are incomplete, that are not able to allow them to access anything. So it's like a PR. I've seen people that have spoken to me, I've seen different messages. Probably the best one would indicate that the assessment was approved and indicate to them where to go at the hardware to receive it in, and give them a code, which should be given. However, nothing speaks to where they should receive the cash payout portion, because remember, the government says that $75,000 in cash payout would be a part of the process, and the rest are getting material.
No,
hold
on there, David. Hold on there.
Yeah.
That is not my understanding. My understanding is that they have three categories that will be benefit. One group, that is the beneficiaries whose property were not badly damaged, $75,000. You have a second group, I think is either 200 or 250,000. And then if your house was destroyed, 500,000.
But let me say to you, this is a subtle miscommunication that the government has put out there. Because they start to explain it differently, but the reality is that $75,000 across the board, whether you are minor, severe, or whatever, they are going to give. So if you are a minor person, you just get the check for $75,000.
Yeah.
If you are in the $200,000 category, you are going to get a check for $75,000 and the rest in material. If you are $500,000, you are going to get a check for $75,000 and the $425,000 in material. That is exactly what it is. So you can check with them again, because many persons are confused about what is really being offered and the lack of clarity. You know, it's a good PR, but lack of clarity, when you get it clarified, you can realize the exact thing that is being done. So I was saying to you that there are three different sort of messages circulating.
Yes.
So the one that says that the assessment approved points you to the hardware where you can go to recover, to get your stuff.
Yes.
And it gives you the code that you can get your stuff. But there's no location in St. up to now, as far as I am concerned and people are saying, that allows you to get the cash portion of it. None. You have been directed to Montego Bay, to Barnett Street.
To do what? What you must go to Barnett Street for?
To get the $75,000 cash out that everybody is entitled to.
Okay.
Yeah? But so you would have to...
But hold on. There are hardware in St. Elizabeth where you can go to get the building material.
Yes, they have listed about a number of hardware. Some may not be very convenient to you, they are maybe miles away, but at least they have listed the hardware in St. Elizabeth where you can access the material. But the cash payout, the component of that, which everybody is entitled to once you qualify, there's no location in St. Elizabeth that is approved as far as I am told.
Okay.
Every person I've seen their notice are directed to Montego Bay.
Okay. Do you know,
I understand.
Do you know that? Do you know of anyone who has gone to Montego Bay and have received their payment?
Well, I'm not a person who have gone. I'm in told that it's chaos in Montego Bay because yesterday there was hundreds of people down there. They are just frustrated. They don't seem to know what's happening. I'm not sure. I can't speak specifically to the Montego Bay end. Yeah. So the second one, Desmond, second message indicates that you would have been approved, assessment approved.
Yes.
But does not state, and it tells you the amount, the second one, the code and the amount, but it does not tell you where to go to access the benefit. It does not speak to where you can get the cash payout. And the third one that I have seen, that I am very familiar with, it indicates that GOJ roof cash payment is ready. It directs you to Montego Bay. For what? I'm not sure. It is assumed that it must be the cash payout. But remember now, the process is that you have to first go to the hardware to claim your benefit with the code, and subsequent to that, you'll get the cash payout. So this thing is just muddled, and it's confusing, it's frustrating, it is lacking in integrity.
Yeah. Do you know anybody who has gone to hardware in St. Elizabeth and have received their building material?
Those that have had the messages that indicate to them where to go and have received the bar the code, they would have got they have been persons who have been receiving that.
Okay.
I don't know how many, but they have been received. But in terms of the cash payout, again, there's a problem. So maybe person have to just cut a deal with the hardware, and no persons are left with the discussion of the hardware, because some people are saying you better get something and not get that at all. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's chaotic. It's bothering and ridiculous. And now you are told, if you get these messages, you are told that the best thing you can be told is that you have to wait and to see if further information comes, because something must have been left off. You know?
Okay.
This is going 5 months. This month since hurricane struck and people's lives have been ravaged. And if you are going to help people, the first thing you should have done is to ensure that you have the center to which they can access the cash. How can you be paying out and you don't have any location ready for paying out? Yes. And may I say to you that it's since last Monday that majority of these persons are getting these checks. Before that, you probably get, she said 5%, maybe 2%. So something is not right with the system, Desmond. I don't know why they would have shifted it from what they had before. If you're not going to pay in check, you should ensure that whatever measures they are put in place must be working.
Yes, of course, yes. Ogie is from Parati. Ogie?
Yes, sir.
You are from Parati?
Yes.
So what is the situation like in Parati now?
Well, most people still hoping. Most people still are hoping to get the grant. Yes, and as I said, most people will lose their roof is just tarpaulin they have on the roof. So whenever time it rains, it's really uncomfortable. Because the tarpaulin cannot stop the water; it only can prevent the sun. So it's really difficult. It's really difficult.
Yes.
I think we should. I think the help where the government is offering, I think we should access it right now, because remember, the eyes of the storm actually pass through relocation. So mostly building here is pretty damaged, pretty bad. If it don't last totally, it really badly damaged.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
And
so
I can imagine life is must be very uncomfortable when it rains.
It's very uncomfortable, sir. It's very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Yes. Miss D, that is a similar situation in where you are.
Basically, same thing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so people are struggling to cope on the chapel in this year because remember, you know, we get hurricane back to back, so a lot of people haven't recovered from very like this. So we really need a little assistance.
Yes.
And the little dollar like on me now. Me don't want the little money to start back up my bar because my bar was gone completely.
Wow.
And I managed to put on the roof top back because the whole top was gone. And I was hoping and planning on that little money, you know, to buy one case of beer or whatever, because the Prime Minister said, once why not damage your entitled to do whatever you want, the money, right? So I don't understand how them have me all over the internet and still not give me the little bread yet.
Yes, yes. That is bad news, man. It is not good at all. And
That's bad.
Yes. So the people in Parati, the majority of people in Parati in St. Elizabeth, they are still waiting.
Patiently waiting. I run out of patience too.
Yes. But, and David, I know that you might be in touch with people from other communities. Is that is the situation in those communities too?
Yes, man. It is right across. Remember, I am from the area. Basically, Party encompasses about 7-8 little districts. And the situation is the same. And you know what is unfortunate, Desmond? The assessment is not the problem, even though it is not foolproof. I have some little issues with the assessment, but the assessment is not the problem, because as you realize, the assessment would have taken place from as early as November.
Yes.
So the person in charge of doing the assessment were early off the mark. Yeah? So that's not the problem. The problem would be the process in which the government is doing this thing. And remember now, the local office is almost not involved apart from going out and doing the interview. Because at least in Beryl, the local office could tell you when the benefit is there. They would send a list, people could interact with them. They are the one who did the survey. So if you are left off, they could say, yes, I went to this person's house. Something is wrong here. But everything is being done from Kingston. Done. And it's very little information that you can get from the local office if they don't have to talk to Kingston directly to find out. So there is a strange sort of scenario as has been undertaken in this process. Beryl had its issue, but Beryl was much more smooth. It has some problems, yeah? And maybe you should have learned from that and to have a better process. But this is total chaos, absolute chaos.
Well, listen, I am going to follow up. Rebel Radio is going to follow up this situation for you people, right? And we have to keep in touch. We have to leave it there for now. But
Desmond, just a quick thing.
Yes.
Many persons would have borrowed a little loan as the money to help put back their house. They can't live like animals. So they would have been dependent on this now to assist to pay back.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So it's a double situation.
Yes. We are going to follow it up, David, and we are going to talk again. I want to thank you very much, Miss Lee. Ogie, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, and we are going to talk again, right?
All right, thank you very much.
All right, yeah, man, thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Okay. Yes, that was, follow up to the situation. Beryl, the post-Melissa situation, and as you heard there, these are people in Parati in St. Elizabeth, and you heard their situation. And before that, you heard what was happening in St. Anne. This is Rebel Radio. Let us take a break.
the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with your super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And boy, there's so much problems around us because as you heard our earlier discussion about the problems that people are still faced with, during the post-restoration period, post-hurricane restoration period over here in Jamaica. There are many people around the country who are still having problems. We know it is going to be tough, and we are going to be facing tougher times now because the war in the Middle East, it is going to have some negative impact on us, and this is a global issue. But we are going to have concentrate our discussion now about the Caribbean, and I have with me political analyst Mr. George Goddard. And I must tell my listeners and viewers that I'm now in St. Lucia. As you know, at Rebel Radio, we keep in touch with our neighbors because remember, this is something that many of us have forgotten, that we in the Caribbean, whether you're in St. Lucia, Barbados, Jamaica, Guyana, one of the things we must remember that we are one people. This part of the Caribbean, we must remember how we came here. We are one people. Mr. Goddard, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, sir. So, when you look at the Caribbean now and you see with the war fighting and, what impact you think this will have on the political system, our political climate in the Caribbean? How you think this will impact?
It seems to me, regrettably, that it is going to have a very, very negative impact. Yes. The war in the Middle East right now, or as we say, as is now being said in West Asia, because right now the people in this part of the world prefer to refer to themselves as West Asia because they believe it is a non-colonial term, as Middle East was imposed on them by the colonizers.
Okay.
So the war, the Iran war that has been imposed on West Asia by the primary imperial country, the United States, of course, together with Israel, that war is going to have a very negative effect on us if we as Caribbean people do not come together, do not counsel together and determine how we navigate it. Now, I'm looking at it from a CARICOM perspective.
Yes.
Because of course we are well, those of us they like to call the Anglophone Caribbean, are essentially, well, we have relations with Haiti and Cuba, etc., but we, the Anglophone Caribbean, are very close, and traditionally, culturally, economically, historically, and although we are separate entities in terms of sovereignty, we have very much in common because of that. And I see that unless we can come together and chart a common response to what is going on, then we can find ourselves in much greater difficulty than we are finding ours right now.
Okay, yes. And so, as you see it, sir, and we in CARICOM, as you said, from a CARICOM perspective, that we need to work together as a team so that we can take on the difficulties and find solutions to the difficulties that are coming up down the road. But you know, I know that you would have seen this, that, you know, there's Trinidad and Tobago, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. She has taken a position that is likely to, you know, put some roadblocks in the unification pathway. Do you agree with that?
Of course, I agree with that, and that is very, very disheartening. It's disheartening because almost 50 years after the Caribbean got together, Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, and in the wake of these three countries, the other countries like Grenada, St. Lucia, we all got together and we stated very clearly what our position on sovereignty was, in particular with respect to our relations with our neighbors like Cuba, etc. Almost 50 years after that, we seem, in the case of Trinidad, to be backpedaling into totally, I could not understand why at this point in our evolution as a people, because we are indeed one people, at this point in our evolution as a people, that one of our Caribbean communities can find itself totally disengaging from the rest, in order, I don't know, perhaps in order to gain some points and to gain some favors from our big neighbor to the north.
Yes. But one of the things that we should understand in this region, that, you know, the America, United States of America, they have interest to protect. And we should understand that it is better for us in the Caribbean to approach our relationship with the United States as one family. This does not mean,
precisely.
Yeah, this does not mean that we have to agree on every. In other words, there will be differences of opinion. We know that, right? We understand the issues. St. Lucia might not be in agreement with an issue, but it doesn't mean that it is not a solid member of the family. And I think that we should think about approaching, as I said, acting as one family, and don't be, you know, disjointed, because America, you are not going to get any special treatment from America. I think that whoever is prime minister in wherever should learn that. Don't expect any special treatment from America, right? So, Mr. Goddard, as you see it right now, the prices of oil and gas, has it started to move upwards in St. Lucia as yet?
Not yet, but we expect it to be moving up very, very soon. We have a pass-through mechanism that is revised every 3 weeks, and we have been advised that very soon we are going to feel the knock-on effect.
Yes.
Now, that is why I believe that as you say, with respect to, we will not be on all fours with respect to everything, because there are differences of opinion and there are different interests within our community. However, I feel that from a very general perspective, that we can get together in terms of what our policy should be as far as energy and the consumption of energy is concerned. Because most of us are, in fact, when it comes to energy, we are dependent. Of course, we know Guyana has recently discovered oil, and we know that Guyana is expecting windfall profits out of it, but it has not been developed to the extent yet where they are getting the best they expect to. And with Guyana, we expect that Guyana can be of great help to us in helping chart such a policy. Trinidad, for example, has had to some extent a petroleum industry for some time, so that we feel that coming together, for example, there was Venezuela as well. And some of us had a relationship with Venezuela through Alba. We know that this is a situation right now that is fraught because of the commandeering of Venezuela's oil resources by the United States at this point. But all of this should be an impetus to getting together, knocking heads together, taking counsel together, and coming up with a common approach. We don't expect that that the United States, we can swamp the United States, but we expect that he presents a common front, a common policy, a common strategy, that we would be in a better position to negotiate and deal with the United States more effectively. Because as you have well pointed, the United States, when St. Lucia goes on a side and Trinidad on a side and Jamaica and Antigua, when we all separately, Barbados on the other side, when we all separately run away to little meetings at Mar-a-Lago and so on, and think that we are getting favors from the United States separate from the others. Nah, that does not work. It doesn't work so. In fact, what they are doing is that they're cherry picking. They're picking us out one by one, the proverbial divide and rule, and we are, in fact, what is happening is that they are looking at recolonizing us. That is what they are doing.
Yes, that is definitely what they are planning to do, and that, as I said, that is what I would hope that the leaders would take into account, that as I said, it is best for us to move together as one family. Mr. Goddard, when you in recent time, as a matter of fact, since last year, we have had the elections in I think 5 of 5. Let me see, Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia.
Yes.
And where else we have?
St. Vincent as well.
St.
Vincent.
Yes. So we have had elections in 5. I just want to welcome my colleague Emmanuel. Good evening, Emmanuel. How are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Yes. I have with me Mr. George Goddard, political analyst from St. Lucia. And we are just looking at the situation. But I would like just to, as you join us, just ask you, just highlight to us what is happening in Barbados at the moment. In other words, for example, have you started to feel the impact of the oil increase in gas and oil increase in Barbados?
Yeah, well, the government has capped the price at the pump.
Yes.
So even though it may go increased, it wouldn't go beyond what is required. So I'm I have an important call coming in. So just hang on a minute.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Well, you want to take that call and then rejoin us, Emmanuel?
Right. You hold on. This is important. Hold on.
Yes. Yes.
How about that?
Yes. Take your call. Yeah. Yes. So, Mr. Goddard, I was saying that we have had recent elections in 6 of the countries. How do you see the political climate now in the Caribbean? In other words, what is the political direction?
Oh no, sorry, I don't. Apologies.
All right, thanks a lot for calling back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that. This is what happens in this field of journalism.
Yes.
So, like I was saying, that the government in the budget has capped the price at the pump. So, but the thing about it is that they will have to review the decision if the price of oil goes up beyond 100 and change, because that would be probably something that they might not be able to handle. So right now, we wouldn't be impacted as badly as if the price at the pump was not capped, right?
Yes.
And also the light bill has also been capped too, but that too we have to clear that by ear. So everything would depend on how the price behaves on the international market. So the government has, in a nutshell, taken measures to ease that, to cushion the real blow of the oil price in Barbados. Yes?
Yes.
That is very
what about food prices?
Continue to go, but they're trying also to they've given some concessions in terms of that also. But we import most of what we consume.
Yes.
So it would also depend on how the ships are allowed to do their business through the Strait of Hormuz. And those ships are container ships which bring commodities to the Caribbean, and that waterway provides at least 20% of the trade across the world. So really and truly, we are at their mercy. We are at the mercy of what's happening in terms of the conflict with the U.S., Israel, and Iran. So, but the government is trying to do its best to cushion the real blow. So we have to wait at least the next 3 months. They are given that gap for the next 3 months. And that is because they're hoping that things will improve within the next 3 months. At the end of the next 3 months, then the whole measures will be reviewed depending on what happens thereafter.
Yes. Emmanuel, give us an idea of cost of living in Barbados today. Is it high?
Yeah, of course it is high. Cost of living is high, very high. But as I said, the recent budget was able to give a measure of ease, but it is high. But the thing about it is that, people can also buy their food and vegetables and so on from the vendors on the street. But if you go into a supermarket, you can't negotiate the supermarket, but you can negotiate with the small vendors on the street. And these are little things that people can do also to help with the price of food, But, some people like to go in the supermarkets, this bourgeoisie kind of thing, and, they won't be seen in these big supermarkets. They won't be seen buying stuff from the small man vendor on the street, which is really a better bet, and the quality is. And also there are situations where there are farmers who plant things like ground provisions, like potatoes and things like that you cannot actually go to the farm and dig your own potatoes for next thing to nothing, So there are things that people can do, right? But to answer your question, yes, the cost of living is high.
Let me jump in here a little.
Yes, sir.
To piggyback off what Comrade Emmanuel was saying, our price of gasoline at the pump, our price of energy at the pump is also capped. It is capped at about $16. This was a measure taken by the St. Lucia government some time ago. And so for a little while, and in fact, our budget presentation is now taking place, and our Prime Minister has informed us that for the time being, that cap will remain. But as Emmanuel was saying, that a revision could very well have to take place given what is occurring in West Asia. Now, from the standpoint of bills like electricity bills and so on, to which a surcharge is added for petroleum prices, that we suspect could very well be impacted. And from that standpoint, our government will probably have to take some measures.
Well.
Yes.
That is it.
Yes.
That is the situation.
Yes.
But we are, as Emmanuel pointed out, we are at the mercy because one of the things that we face in the Caribbean is that a significant amount of things that we use, for example, food, we spend a lot of money to import food. And why I ask about the price of food, because I can expect that shipping cost is going to go up. A lot of fertilizer that is used by the farmers are coming from that area. And those prices are going to move up. So we can expect that our food basket is going to increase down the road. Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
But this question is for both of you. Do you see that the problems facing Caribbean countries are similar? For example, the Caribbean is having a crime problem, and the situation is right across the Caribbean, and it is the perpetrators are our young men and the victims are our young men. What kind of approach you think should be taken, across the region to address some of these issues we are facing?
Well, it is always best to get to the root. And I mean, we have no shortage of reports and recommendations and suggestions and proposals from all types of experts, right? But you know the problem is, we have a implementation deficit. We have all of these things that we know to do, but we don't do them. We don't seem to have the will to implement them. Actually, just this week, one of the ministers was calling for the return of the hangman, the return of executions, because there was a murder in his constituency. So it was a brutal one, and he's actually calling for the return of executions in Barbados. That might be seen by some people as a knee-jerk reaction, because even though there are people who want that to return, the Caribbean Court of Justice has made unconstitutional the mandatory death sentence. So they have not taken it off the books, but they have outlawed, so to speak, the mandatory death sentence. In other words, if you were convicted of murder, it is not automatic death. So the judges have a discretion now to send you to prison for what is called life. And even that life, they have to put a number to it, because they're saying that life is not a number. What does life mean? So you have to put a number to life, 25 years upward, right? So some measures were just announced by our new Minister of Justice, and what they're doing also is to introduce 2 gun courts. That is one of the measures that he has proposed, the establishment of 2 gun courts, right? One to deal with the backlogs, and one to do even new cases, because the gun crime in Barbados is really bad. It's really bad, and these guns are in the hands of not just people in the 40s and the 50s, but teenagers, school-aged youngsters. And so I can tell you, it's bad. And also they're looking at other community projects, other community initiatives to deal with the crime from a community level, yes? And also calling on the citizens to be part of the solution and not part of the problem.
Mr. Goddard, before you come in, and both of you gentlemen, just hold it for me. We are going to take a break. This is Rebel Radio. We are going to let's go for a break.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with your super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, and we are talking to political analyst Mr. Goddard there, and Emmanuel Joseph, our colleague from Barbados. Yes, Mr. Goddard, you ready to respond to that question?
Yes. I would like to identify with a number of the perspectives that Emmanuel has proffered. I would also like to say that we should not just look at it from the standpoint of penalties and punishment. Of course, penalties and punishment are necessary, and they are necessary to deal immediately with a lot of, especially the violent crime that seems to be escalating in all of our very small communities. So that is a given. But he mentioned community responses, and community responses are very, very important. Recently, here in St. Lucia, when a very violent situation arose, and that is perhaps about 2 years ago now, certain measures were taken in the south of the island in VA4. Of course, the regional forces were called in, that is to deal immediately with the violent situation. But also what happened, a number of community responses were launched, which seem to have had a modifying effect on the level of violence in the community. We will remember, I'm sure, that we would speak about historically, culturally, of a village, a community raising a child.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this whole system broke down. And since this whole system broke down, it allowed the kind of violence. And by the way, I would also say that the historical legacy of slavery and indentureship actually served as a basis for violence in our communities. And what kept a lid on it was that sense of community, that cultural expression of community which came back from which we had in our ancestral origins, be they in Africa or be they in Asia in some cases. However, what has happened, I can speak for St. Lucia, what has helped to erode this, apart from the fact that a lot of weapons have found themselves, guns in particular, have found themselves coming in, especially from our neighbor to the north, where, the buying and selling of weapons, such weapons are free. But what has happened also in the case of St. Lucia, and I don't know if Barbados is similar, what has happened is that with the growth of the tourism industry, where a lot of our parents, mothers in particular, and sometimes fathers as well, are taken away from children, people working on split shifts, children actually being allowed to be brought up by the television and by themselves for hours upon hours at a time. No supervision. And of course, the kind of content that they are exposed to, in addition to the fact that there is no supervision, or I shouldn't say no supervision, but reduced supervision because of the primacy of the tourism industry, then all of that, in my view, has led to a certain breakdown in the moral fabric of our societies. And we have not been prepared for this. We have not been able to bring in alternatives to deal with this. And while I am not necessarily suggesting that we should do away with economic development as perhaps led by tourism and such economic activity, but I am saying that our policies by governments and the wider communities must take into consideration, have to take into consideration the fact that our children need that supervision, that sense of family, that sense of the village and the community raising a child, which we have lost through the more recent developments, perhaps going back to the 60s.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree with you. We need to look back at some of the solutions that we had, and as I also believe that some years ago the Caribbean CARICOM made an agreement. They made a suggestion that crime should be treated as a public
terrorism.
Yes, right. And I think that the Caribbean should really take a serious look at this. It will be treated as a public issue. Yes, because definitely.
I think the point was that it should be treated as a public health issue. Was it that?
Yes.
Yeah. Not as a terrorist issue.
Yes.
Because if we treat it as a terrorist issue, we are using the same knee-jerk approach as the United States, which has not worked.
Yes.
And yes.
Actually, that was an agreement by the CARICOM heads in Barbados when they held their summit here, that the gun crime would now be treated as terrorism, right? Because of the callousness with which people are in broad daylight, no matter who is there, children or not, and so therefore that is actually on the table, and they've actually hired a former Belizean judicial officer to put recommendations together, and think that is an advanced stage right now. And so each Caribbean country who will get into it would introduce new laws to treat gun crime as terrorist acts.
Yes,
I can tell you that because I covered that conference and I know that.
Okay, but while I understand the need for stiff penalties, and especially with violent crime, I am not sure that there is wisdom in treating it from a terrorism approach, which I believe has not worked. That has not worked.
Okay.
Well, let me just share some other anti-crime plan, the anti-crime plan of the new minister, and since the election. What he has proposed is a new island-wide crime prevention plan. The centerpiece will be the government's response to combining enforcement with community action. So centerpiece will be combining community action with enforcement. Now, the justice system is to be overhauled, modernizing the outdated court and policing system will be top priority. They fit the third decade of the 21st century. As I said earlier, the gun court will also be introduced for firearm offenses, and that will fast track the delivery of speedier trials and tougher deterrents. Support for law enforcement. Police will also receive additional funding, equipment, and legal backing through the operational control that will remain enforced. Now, there'll also be youth intervention. There'll be early prevention programs will target 16 to 25-year-old and offer alternative mentorship and social support before the criminal influence takes hold. So there'll be early into youngsters. And then the social factor will also be involved. That's the effort responding to the rising cases linked to mental health. And that's the big thing here about this mental health issues. which is linked to a lot of the crime too and drug taking. So that also be addressed, and there'll be tougher penalties, of course, new laws to target people who harbor and aid crime. So the people who harbor offenders and aid crime will not get off scotch-free.
Okay, yes. Well, gentlemen, it is always a pleasure for us to share these ideas. Just before we go, let me get both of you your final comments this evening. Mr. Goddard?
Yes, I simply wanted to say that we are one community. In fact, a lot of us have very, very close link. And my paternal grandfather hailed from Barbados, right?
Yes.
And as Goddard will tell you, because Goddard originates in Barbados.
Yes.
And so we all have, and we all in CARICOM and in the wider Caribbean, including the others, the Spanish-speaking. And you would know that St. Lucia also has a close connection with the French countries as well, because of our history and our language, our French-based Creole. So that the whole Caribbean, this little area that we have just a handful of people, from Cuba right down, right across to even Guyana. Guyana does not have any big population. We are a very small population, and we cannot afford to be overtaken by the level of violence that is happening. And so we all have to put our heads together on that. We also have to put our heads together on some of the issues that are confronting us right now. The issue of Venezuela, the issue of the threats on Cuba, the fact that Cuba has been virtually been stifled ever since the early 60s. The fact that now we are facing the possibility of energy prices that will go off the charts, and we all need, from an economic and from a social standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, we all need, regardless of the direction that Trinidad is for a while. I think that is that position. I am hoping it's a temporary position. I'm hoping it's not a break with the other members of CARICOM. That we can all come together and we can have some common ground on which to continue to build this Caribbean society.
Thank you.
Yes.
Very much.
So I think,
yes, go ahead.
So I think that we should work. Yeah, I think we should work together in every aspect of us. We are one people with one similar history. So where we have crime situations, we should collaborate with our fellow Caribbean countries in terms of, for example, if somebody were to skip the island and go to another country, that they should cooperate, they should share information, share intelligence, so that we could nip this thing in the bud or lessen the intense the effects of it. In terms of food, we have countries in the Caribbean who can help feed us. So we need to work together in terms of sharing our food supplies. Dominica has a lot of water, and I think it's one of the countries in the Caribbean was proposing to import water from Dominica because of the shortage there. So these are things that we can do a lot to help our Caribbean lessen the challenges that are impacted upon us by external forces. So that is my bit in a nutshell, and I think that we can move forward together.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank both of you very much. And as we say on this, as we say on this station, to be continued, because we have to keep in contact with our Caribbean people. We are one people. So thank you very much, and to be continued. Okay.
Yeah, and thank you for the opportunity.
Right. Okay.
Thank you.
That was political analyst George Goddard and journalist Emmanuel Joseph there. And as you know, we were just sharing thoughts on what is happening in the Caribbean and what we can do to make things better for us. Because as I keep pointing out, that we are one people, and we have to do whatever we can to ensure that we work together and, you know, as one family. We have to do that. We must, you know, we will have differences of opinion, right? But we are one people. Mr. Means, how are you?
I am good. I'm good, my friend.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, and welcome to Rebel Radio. Yes.
Radio. Thank you.
Yes. So, what is happening in Bahamas? What are the for example, have you been at the pumps? Are you paying higher prices for gas and oil?
Well, if you had asked me that yesterday,
yes,
I would have told you that everything was stable.
Okay.
But when I went to get my daily paper this morning,
yes,
the Tribune, the headline says, gas station operators face multiple cost rises.
Wow.
That's what one said.
Yes.
And the next one says, Bahamians urged to conserve on fuel use. So I guess those shipments have not yet come in.
Yes.
But now, we have further charges because they say retailers bracing for inevitable cost hikes.
Oh my.
So they stand and say consumer prices stable for Easter, then onto the unknown, because you know we get dressed up like Christmas time for Easter.
Okay.
Now you're looking at electronic prices and clothes prices and all of those things when these fresh shipments coming maybe for this week. So we right now in the land of the unknown as far as prices are concerned. So yes, right now all of our prices are going up. Now I won't know until I go to the pumps. Mm-hmm. But right now, as it stands, our fuel prices is between $5.32 US to $5.75.
Yes.
That means people on the Family Islands, they are now paying between $7.32 and $7.75 for a gallon of gasoline.
Wow.
So now we have to brace and try to conserve and try to
and what about food, what about food prices?
Well, that's what I'm saying now. The retailer says brace for inevitable cost hikes.
Yes.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying about food prices. Mm-hmm. And well, you know, since the tariff increases, we have already been paying a couple of cents more. We're always paying a couple of cents more because of that. Mm-hmm. So they say that for the Easter, prices are going to remain stable, but after Easter, then that's when the pinch starts.
Yes, sir. So
you know,
Bahamians will have to brace themselves for tougher times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's being excused.
No.
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 Not at all. Not at all, sir.
Not at all.
Yeah. And as we speak now, the cost of living, how would you describe the cost of living in Bahamas?
Well, people have not started to complain. I guess everybody is at work. But you know, you have some people that are not as well off as others. You know, they had a thing inside the economic outlook for the Bahamas, and in that magazine, they say that now our per capita income is $31,500, but you know, there's a lot of people who don't make that kind of money. You know, you have to share that per capita along with those people who taking advantage of this 12.5 million tourists that we had last year. And things are still, you know, looking good as far as tourism is concerned. So now we have to watch the tourist visitor arrivals.
Yes.
And see how that is. But right now we're going through one of those exceptional times in that we have a lot of spring breakers. Okay. And so there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money still in the system.
Yes.
But those news that I read to you, you know, we're in for some very scary times.
Yes.
And we won't know what these prices going to be until our next shipments come in. You know, next shipment of food and next shipment of gas, and then we'll have to take it from there.
Yes, sir.
But so you know, but so far so good.
Yes.
But we have been warned. So now, you know, they say to be forewarned is to be forearmed.
Yes, sir.
And oh boy, it's frightening, but we got to keep a smile in the face, you know, and just be and bear.
Right.
What else can we do?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think I saw I saw a report with the Prime Minister talking about elections that apparently he's planning to call elections. Have you seen that?
Oh, yes, sir. I think most people are speculating that it'll be in May. But, you know, we're a religious country, and so this is now Lent.
Yes.
And so nobody wants to upset the religious folks. So for right now, there's no talks of election, but we've been warned again that Parliament will soon be prorogued, and so we have to now brace for that.
Okay.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah. So is a lot happening.
Yes, sir.
And we depend on the United States for everything.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
We don't produce nothing. We don't make nothing. We just buy.
Yes.
You know. And it's been a long-standing knowledge that 80 cents that's earned here in the Bahamas goes back to the United States of America.
Yeah.
So, you know,
80 cents? You mean you buy?
Read around and see.
Everything is imported from the United States. A lot of
the majority, yes. The majority of everything comes in on an American boat or boats bound for and coming from the United States of America.
Wow.
So Yes. Yes. So I saw it go, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes. We have to just take it easy and to see what will happen. But
yeah, but we are African, you know.
Yes.
You know, so them steal from Africa and bring me here, so.
Yes.
And we still survive.
Yes, of course.
And we're gonna survive still, you know, no matter what.
Yes.
We must survive. We are African.
Of course,
you know.
Yes, sir. Well,
he's resilient, man.
Yeah. I want to thank you very much for your time. And as you know,
yes,
we are one people, so we have to keep on talking and informing and keep in touch with each other.
Yeah.
So thanks very much, Mr. Mintz.
You're welcome. Out of many, we are one.
Out of many, we are one. Thank you very much, sir. Yes.
Yes, okay. Love, you know, one.
Yes, that was Mr. Lensley Mintz there from Bahamas. Yes, keeping us informed about what is happening. Well, you know, as I keep saying on this program, that we, in this part of the world, we are one people. Yes. And we are faced with similar issues and problems. And we have to do whatever we can to address these issues. That but what we must maintain in the Caribbean, we must maintain the Caribbean as one family. Yes. And we must unite and look at our issues. And I'm sure when we do that, we will find solutions to our issues. As I said before, yes, we will have differences of opinions, but we must remember that we are Caribbean people. We are, as a brother pointed out, we are African people. And we must do whatever we can to ensure that we maintain that. Let us go for a break now. And coming up, you know, this time is food security. So let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with your super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware. This is a message. Lord, I've got to say to you, I'm so tired of living a humble and country life. When you were attracted to the bright city lights, you had a lot of money to spend on pretty girls and lovely things, just living it up as if you were a king. You had a whole lot of friends that you treated the vintage boy. But when the money went out, they didn't stick around this time. There was a famine on the land, and you didn't really have a dime. So you had to go out to stay and feed with swine. But I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. No, I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. So I will rise and go to my Lord. There was a time when you realized that you went wrong, when you found out how material things had gone. You've been living like a rolling stone, no more will you roam. For there's a welcome for the prodigal son back home. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. No, I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. When the son had chose to take that journey home, he didn't know his father would have compassion on his soul. He hugged and kissed his son so cold, and dressed him in fancy clothes. He put ring on his fingers and shoes on his feet to stroll. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. No, I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise. Father God, Lord, your love has made me strong.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And you know, on a Wednesday at this time, we dedicate some time looking at food security. Yes, what must be done, what we in the Caribbean must do to ensure that we improve on our agricultural output. Yes. So, good evening, colleagues. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Yes. As you know, we spend some time.
Hi, brother.
Yes. As you know, we spend some time looking at the Constitution because one of the things that we wanted to do was to are you hearing me? Okay.
Yes.
Well, as we said that we spend some time looking at the Constitution because, as you know, we were mandated to to modify the Kafan constitution and to make it into our own. So we looked at it and we came up, we made some changes, we made some adjustments, and one of the things that we were supposed to do this evening is that to look at those changes. I don't know if all of those present this evening, do you have a copy of the Kafan Constitution? Do you have? Everybody have a copy?
I don't.
Dr. Thomas, you have your copy?
No, sir.
Mr. Paul, you have your copy?
I don't know if last week I heard that you were going to send the documents for review, and I don't know if you have my email, well, I don't see it at all.
No, remember
I heard last week.
No, remember that Mr. Rampasad had circulated the Constitution in this group, you know. Remember that was done from last year. Right? So I don't know if those probably what who don't have, well, probably what we need to do is to recirculate it then if everybody don't have well, I tell you what we should do then. I'm going to make a suggestion. I'm going to suggest that next week
next week is Good Friday. Sorry.
No, next week Wednesday.
Oh, it's Wednesday. That's okay.
Wednesday I'm talking about. Yes. Next week Wednesday will be the 1st of April.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to suggest, that we get a copy of the Constitution. It is in this group. It was sent to this group. So try, look for it. And let us come prepared next week to go through it, so that we can discuss the changes that were made by the group that was delegated to do that, and we can decide what we want from what we don't want. All right. So I am going to. Those of us who are present here this evening, you have Ray Hill. Ray is here. Mr. Oliphant, Dr. Thomas, Mr. Paul, Mr. Mins. I am saying that all of us who are present here this evening, I would like us to be back here next week Wednesday. Right? And we are going to I want us to be prepared so that we can go through the changes that were made to the Kafan Constitution and make a decision as to what we want and what we don't want, so that we can finalize this matter. Right? So we're gonna as people's documents, sir. What the question is?
Yeah, gonna plagiarize the thing. Kafan is an institution by itself.
No, we agreed on that already, you know.
Okay, all right.
Yes, no, man, that is something that we are agreed on already. We couldn't plagiarize their document like that, Dr. Thomas. We couldn't do that. No, we couldn't.
Okay. All right, okay.
Well, if I may say,
yes.
My phone was
infected with virus, so it was cleaned up and I lost a lot of the things. So I know I don't have that document. You could resend it to me, please.
This is Ray? This is Ray speaking?
Ray here speaking, yeah.
I will send it to you. Mr.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Mins. Hello, Mr. Mins. All right, what I am going to do, all of us, those of us who are present here this evening, I am going to try and resend the Constitution to...
Yes.
Right, I'm going to do that. Well, okay. Yes. Well, gentlemen, one of the things that we are faced with now, when we are faced with a war, and based on what I have observed so far, is that it is going to have a global impact. And just the Caribbean who spend so much money importing food, we can expect that the cost of food is going to be higher. And the cost of food, as I understand, is going to go up. Probably Dr. Thomas, who has been around for and have some knowledge, Mr. Paul, so far, have you observed any increases in the prices of food and agricultural input so far, Mr. Paul? Have you observed that?
Well, I mean, the price of food has been increasing for some time now.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's been increasing.
Yeah, and the thing is, really, what I think this will cause is maybe an acceleration. And that is very, that they could get, because, you know, you have a situation too where importers might also seek to utilize this as an opportunity to raise prices, even where there's no justification for doing so. So, you know, you're not sure at this stage what is ready to happen, but what we say is that certainly the fact that living prices are going up, it means, of course, it should have, in terms of imported food flour, and also for agricultural inputs, it will have some impact in terms of push up the price of those agricultural inputs and imported food. Yes, it will push up the price of imported food.
Yes. What about agricultural inputs?
Most of the fertilizers that we use are imported. Mm-hmm. And of course, definitely we're going to see it has not yet gone through the system, so we have not yet seen any alteration to the price, any movement in the price at this stage. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. I consult some large farmers who are doing some stock up. The ones who can afford it, we're doing some stock up just in case when the time comes for them to actually use it in the next planting season, that they would not be faced with up to 30% hike in price.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have those prices that are going to take a while to permeate.
We can.
I don't understand. Where's my microphone locked on? Yeah. Hey, Leslie.
Who's speaking?
Yeah. I don't,
Hello?
I don't know why I can't talk on this one.
Mr. Minister?
I on a video call, and I cannot talk to the people. What happened to me?
I am hearing you, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought my phone was muted because I was trying to tell you that we have been warned that our next shipments of food and agricultural inputs will be rising soon. So we now expect that to occur in the next shipments that come into the Bahamas. Or we can expect everything to go up. We just that right now, nothing has changed. They say after the Easter, things will remain stable until then. And after that, then you start to be.
Anybody's gone. Anybody's gone. Well, after that, yes.
So that is where we are now.
Yes. And, so we in the Caribbean, we know that this war has a global impact. Talking about us, we have to brace ourselves for higher costs. There's no way that we are going to escape that at all. So, Dr. Thomas, what should we anticipate?
So we anticipate. We should. I would say shortage and price hike for basic some of the basic inputs.
Yes.
And also machinery.
Yes.
That's what I'm anticipating, and we have some difficulties with there. And what also we must understand is that by virtue of the increased cost of production due to these increases in input costs, it is going to impact our ability to penetrate the market or maintain some international markets where we have our produce being sold.
So what you say? We will not be able to maintain them? That's what you say?
If the price gets too high, the market may shy away from the volume of purchases that they normally do.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, like the small amount of things that we export from Jamaica, and yams and the sweet potato and hot pepper and even ackee, the price are going to in the international market.
Yes. I saw, I don't know if you saw this report, Thomas. There was a report in the papers, I think it was last week, that was saying that businesses in the States and in Canada, they were having difficulties accessing local food.
Local to mean what?
Meaning like yams and potatoes.
Oh, you mean accessing Jamaican yams and those things? Yes. Accessing to mean that they're not exporting as much from Jamaica?
Yes.
But that would not necessarily be as a result of what is happening in the Middle East.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the reason. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I just saw the report. Yes.
Oh no, I wouldn't want want to jump to any conclusion with that on that one. What is happening there in the marketplace at this time?
Yeah. But Shiraz, welcome, Shiraz.
But I'm hoping that the Ministry of Agriculture in Jamaica will be, keeping out a keen eye on what is happening and what are the mitigation methods that they're putting in place.
Hello?
Shiraz, are you hearing us?
Yes. Pleasant evening to everyone.
Yes. What is happening?
It's after 5, it's 5:22 inch.
What is happening?
I sit here listening, feeling badly beaten and bruised.
Why?
Because we knew that sooner or later this would have been a situation we have to face. The farmers and the representatives who are talking here now have been saying some of these things for a number of years. And I can't use the word I want to say, but just as I would like to say, the manual has hit the fan.
Okay.
And in some instances, and I think I want to play an important role here in that the main need for people in the Caribbean is poultry. And poultry will be the main thing for us in the Caribbean. Because the main part in the Caribbean, we only assemble a chicken. Everything comes from there and we grow the chicken into the land. From the feed, chicks and everything. That's going to affect health in a major way, because we started talking about quality and we talked about nutrition security. And when it was interviewed, Desmond, we mentioned that food security is important, but nutrition security is more important. And COVID taught us a lesson for the leaders of the Caribbean. They've been listening. And today, with what's going on in the Middle East and in Venezuela and all, has to be a leadership. The Caribbean needs and so we don't have a united voice to look towards where we can get help or do something in such a way that we can save ourselves. When we started off this Caribbean meeting, farmers meeting, we were talking about helping and food security to the Caribbean. We have not even got off from there as yet. They even push forward for anything else. I think it's very critical that we look at a very short-term plan within the Caribbean and see how best we can save ourselves with some of the essential foods. And if we could multiply our common fowls as fast as we could, rather than selling eggs, it might help us down with some level of nutrition security. Because it's already having problems to get layers eggs. I don't know if other parts of the Caribbean having a problem, but right now a number of farmers cannot get layers right now to buy. And because of the US shortage is causing a problem for us farmers in this country right now. Because the US is being given to one group of people, which they call themselves superior, the 1%, and the other small importers are seeing problems and have to buy the US black market. This is costing them about $3 more in some cases $2, $2.50 more. So when we go come to Trinidad, especially the chicks and the chick and the eggs in some cases, is costing them a lot more. buy some warmers and some things online except antibiotics. We are finding it very difficult to even buy parts for our tractors and all of that because of the lack of US. So we have a problem here. We have not buried our head yet in sun, but I'm hoping that the region leaders can meet and stop talking about everything else and see about ourselves. And hopefully that they stop talking against one another and everybody who had their head buried in sun to take it out and see how best we can save the Caribbean and stop attacking one another. That's my contribution at this time.
Dr. Thomas, in Jamaica, where we import our eggs from, America?
I'm not hearing clearly at all. I'm not hearing clearly at all.
No.
There's a lot of noise.
There's a lot of noise. I don't know where it is. Ray.
Yes, I'm here.
Do you have any noise in your background there?
If what? I'm driving, so maybe you'll not get some noise from me.
Oh, you're driving?
Oh, so stop. I'm driving. I'm actually driving.
Well, it's so.
Stop driving.
So not if
so
you're getting a static problem.
Well, not anyway. Within the next 2 minutes, I will stop. So, you know, if that is the case, you will know.
All right, okay. Yeah. Dr. Thomas, I was asking if as far as eggs are concerned, where is our primary source of importation? America?
Oh, that's it. Table eggs.
Repeat what you said, repeat.
Let's talk about it.
You're talking about table eggs.
No, I think we are. Our table eggs are locally generated in the main. In the main, but in recent time, some amount of imports done, and we don't necessarily have a crisis at this time. We don't have a crisis at this time. Okay, but a lot of farmers have recovered. A lot of them are recovering from the onslaught of that we had last year. And they of course, there's some amount of done by the not some amount of the volume that we used to get before the hurricane. So, you know, and the farmers are back. Some of them are back in business.
Yes. Okay.
If our layers are imported, our layer chicks are imported.
Yeah, they're imported.
Because there's about 6 farmers right now cannot get layer chicks to buy. And the price has moved from $23 to $28 and $29.
If I may say something on this whole egg, you know, before the hurricane, waiting shortly 3 months for layers.
I'm not hearing anything. Sorry. I'm not hearing anything.
Well, I don't know if you are the only one not hearing. Maybe, you know.
I am hearing you.
We're hearing.
Since the hurricane, eggs in Jamaica is $100, $1,000 a dozen. That's what eggs are now. That's the cheapest price, $1,000 a dozen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many people can afford one egg for $80. So I know that there's a terrible situation.
I get eggs to buy cheaper than that.
Well, okay, that's you. But I'm telling you, generally you're going to most supermarkets now, the cost of egg is $906 or more.
Yeah.
You're finding it for cheap. Great. before the hurricane, I used to pay $600 a dozen. But it is $1,000 now.
Yes. All right, gentlemen.
So that's
Gentlemen.
I'm not saying anything.
No. Hold it there for me. Hold your thoughts for me. We are going to let us take a break. We're on Food Security and Rebel Radio. Let's go for a break.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with their super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hard
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio, and we are talking about food security. Yes, so Ray, you were telling us that your eggs are now being sold for $1,000 Jamaican dollars per dozen.
That's the cheapest I know of. And the pullets and the layer pullets are not available. Them has gone up. I think it used to be about 18-week-old. It has moved up now, maybe 2,000 something for one.
2,000 for one layer chick?
All these things must impact. What?
2,000 for one layer chick?
18-week-old, that's when they start to lay. That's 18 weeks old.
Okay. Yes.
So, there's a waiting list for bullets. You cannot get the bullets. You go now to any farmer store and all that, and they'll tell you there's a wait. Some of them are not even taking orders anymore. Because they don't know when it's going to happen and they have a list.
Yes.
So let's call a spade a spade. I don't know what's happening in other countries right now, but I'm telling you what's happening in Jamaica. And the point of our local I've seen where the United States have put a hold on a lot of things that Jamaica all over. There is definitely a ban on fresh food unless we have gone through certain processes. So I don't know. But that is going to take a lot of things that we used to export, the fresh produce and otherwise. You know what I'm saying that? Because that they outside, it's all on the ban. So if I'm wrong, correct me, but that's what I see. That's what's coming out of the U.S. As far as the war is concerned, we already start feeling the effect. Because fuel, 87 fuel, $100. That is something almost 220. 10.
Yeah, the price of
so if fuel go up, automatically everything is going to go up. Huh?
No, I said the price of gas has gone up.
So let's not fool ourselves talking about what's going to happen after Easter. It's happening now. So we need to look at it. It's going to affect everything. Fertilizer, feeds, importation, export, everything. Everything.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, we have to be real and realistic. That's the order of the day. And to hunting us. Because the stock and crop industry.
Yes.
I don't want to go into any problems now.
Yeah. Hold on.
And that is the bottom line.
Yeah. Let me find out. Mr. Paul, what is the, update us. What is the current situation in Barbados? Have you started to feel the impact?
So far, I can't say we are, but we have to. It depends now on the arrangements that our hatcheries over here have. That is really critical thing. Once we are able to get hatchlights, although I think that they haven't had any price movements yet, but I anticipate this situation gets worse. There will be price movement because the freight costs are ready to go up. A number of things. So it's that we have not had any real price movements as yet, but we have to see. But I just want to add something though, and that is, we are very reactionary in terms of approaching this, and I think again, even from the point of view of discussing this, the solution really is that we need to build capacity in the region in different areas. And unfortunately, I think that we should be putting pressure on governments to build more capacity. I think we wait somehow until a crisis happens to start to engage in these conversations. And what I would prefer to see in terms of the outcome of these conversations right now is what do we think we can do at this time to help to build capacity. There are some things we cannot avoid. We are already in it and they will happen. But I really think that there are some measures that can be undertaken on a national basis and on a regional basis that will help us to be resilient in the face of these occurrences when they happen on an international level. One of the issues, for instance, that we have constantly spoken about is the whole question of developing at least a breeder farm in the region that could be able to service the hatchery demands for into the region. And while we brag a lot about the, say, Guyana situation, Guyana apparently has large sources of land that they can actually do breeder farms, we have a lack of policy on the part of individual governments and as governments as a whole to engage in action in terms of building capacity, investing in infrastructure that can help the region to be more resilient when these things happen. And the thing is that we are talking about taking steps too late. So I really, at this stage, what is going to happen will happen. We cannot avoid that because it's outside of our control. But the point is that how do we get to discussion as to what should we do now? What are things we want to lobby our governments on that they should do in order to ensure that we build resilience within the Caribbean, rather than what we're doing now. Because this is just an exercise in what? Showing how much we know.
If I may, my brother, tomorrow I'm 103 years old. Let's put it there, sir. But it's like that we haven't tried, Because for those of us who want...
Let's try again. Let's try again.
Hold on. I don't know how much you know about Jamaica. But in the 1970s and 80s, our agriculture was much more advanced than it is today. You know? We were more productive in research. We were more productive in development. We were more productive in producing. But now, all we get now is lip service. And if you know what's happening in Jamaica, you know that a lot of the farmers who were actively involved in the productive sector, either they've gone out of business or they have died. So I don't know about other countries, but I know here is a lot of lip service. I've traveled throughout the Caribbean and I realized that there's not much production left. Jamaica was leading up to a point. But if you go into the Eastern Caribbean, you realize the order of the day is tourism for everybody now. Agriculture is as if we are not cognizant of the fact that we cannot build any resilience on tourism. So I'm just saying to you, I am telling you we are in trouble.
I agree. But let us acknowledge that. All I'm saying then, let us acknowledge that is the fact. What do we think should be done in order to put pressure, I'm going to use the word yes, pressure, on our government? First of all, to stop with the, with this patronizing approach to agriculture. Okay, we need to be much in terms of speaking to our people in terms of whether or not we need to call a spade and say that look, our politicians are not living up to all of these vaunted promises about food security. They are not living up to it, and they are not taking the type of actions that need to be taken that will build resilience in the sector. And I suggested one thing that we talked about, right? This is the whole question of looking at a number of breeder farms in the region where we can at least produce our own hatching eggs. There are other things that can be done. For instance, right, even in terms of fruits and vegetables, right, we have seen in terms of tissue culture labs in the region, and yet total absence and an unwillingness on the part of the government to even invest in those labs. All of those things that can make a consequential difference, right? And in terms of the whole question of utilizing, we talk about the carbon footprint in the region, and again, what we do, we just give lip service to it. And yet we praise those who talk all over the place of this and that. And when it comes to the things that we have to ask the hard questions, we don't. For instance, what are they really doing? Right? To reduce our dependence, even in terms of what do you call it? The material that we use to harvest our plants and all of those things. And we have local resources that we are failing to utilize because of inappropriate government policies, first of all, and also policies that will facilitate the importation of goods rather than helping our local producers to do what they do better. We spend a humongous amount of resources on what we call the cultural and entertainment industries in the region. And we get very little returns for it. But you see, it is an easy way. It is a your votes. But at the same time, the things that we can do to help our farmers to be more productive, to help them to be balking at it. And we are letting off poor ministers of agriculture who really are doing nothing to help to expand these industries. What they are presiding over is a decline in the general agriculture sector in the region. And this is something that we need to deal with. Instead of coming all the time and reciting stuff that we already. And this is an opportunity for us, even at the level of quartet. And that's why, for instance, this discussion on CAFAN is extremely important, okay? That we need to speak with one voice to the members of agriculture in the region on the fact that we are the kind of success they are talking about. They are not making. There was a 25 by 25 initiative failure. Now we go on to 30 initiative. It's going to be another failure because there are certain consequential things that they are not doing. They are not making appropriate investments in the sector, right? We talk all of this nonsense about bringing young people into agriculture. But some of the young people that you're bringing in, it is just a political vote that they're looking for. What we need to do is to identify the farmers that are really productive and help them. They're not doing that. And all I'm saying is that we need to get serious. And this is the opportunity for us to get serious.
Mr. Paul, that is why it is so important for us to organize ourselves. We are talking about the farmers around the Caribbean, the farmers in Jamaica, the farmers in Barbados, in Trinidad, in Bahamas. Organize ourselves so that we can put our thoughts together and get the policy makers around the Caribbean to address these critical issues. Because you mentioned one critical point about investment in agriculture. That is something that is required in Jamaica, right around the Caribbean. We have not seen the inclination of the governments to do this at all. We have not seen that. So, we have to organize ourselves so that we can pressure policymakers to address crucial issues facing the agricultural sector. And so that is why I'm saying that we need to just we start and we need to just that we can have an agricultural sector speaking on behalf of the Caribbean.
Your question of the discussion. I mean, this is a general program anyway. We have the appetite to
You're breaking up, Mr. Paul. Yes.
On the area, okay, what I'm saying is that I am not sure that we should institution on the areas. I think what we need to do, this product that is there, agree to, and move ahead. But beyond that, and I agree the point, we need to be able, as farmers in the region, to make solid presentation to government. As it is right now, what is happening is that we are being picked off. And in many cases, farmers are very divided. And they are allowing politicians to basically offer them all kinds of luxuries. And they are forgetting the big picture. They are allowing themselves to be used. And they are now willing to stand behind the core principles upon which success can be built for the agricultural sector in the region. But when you have a sector that has been divided as we are, it is a problem. Because what is happening is that people feel that their fortunes are tied to politics. Yes, it is in some ways, but not in every way. Because the sector in itself has to understand that unless we can have sound, well-managed agricultural enterprises in the region, we will always be feeding our people. That's one of the basic things. And we need order to be taken more seriously by the general population of the Caribbean people.
Yes, sir. And you know, so we have to we must get ourselves together, present cases, because the problems are similar around the Caribbean. And that is why we are not, gaining at all. The sector is declining. And Dr. Thomas?
No, I'm not driving.
Yeah. I'm getting back, so there's some feedback coming on. Dr. Thomas, are you there?
I am here.
Okay. You know, you heard so far in Jamaica, Dr. Thomas. I don't know if you listened to the presentation, but I didn't hear any major thing coming out of the budget in support of agriculture. You heard anything?
You want to say, and you want the man, you have this business for a while. If you don't hear it, then why would I hear it? I'm not having anything.
Okay.
I'm got the written form of the presentation to see if my ears were deceiving me. But I will the written form to make sure that there's something in it that's in here.
Hold on there. There's some serious feedback coming. I don't know. You're driving, Dr. Thomas?
No, I am not.
Mr. Mins? Hello, Mr. Mins.
I'm right here sitting down listening to you. I'm not driving. I'm home. And if you was here, I could give you one of these clicks too.
Yeah. But I don't know where this feedback is coming from at all. It really impacting the quality of the broadcast. Yes. Gentlemen, we have to go.
Well, you have to remember that the networks are still not up to 100, you know.
That is it again. That is it. Well, gentlemen, as Mr. Paul pointed out, that we have to do whatever we can to organize the farmers so that we can get some action from the policymakers on agriculture, right? Because I think it will be a sad day when we allow our agricultural sector to decline further. It won't be a good time at all. So, as I said, those of us who are here now, I am reminding you that we are going to circulate the Constitution, right? And I am reminding you again that I want
to see that.
Yes, I want all of us to be present tomorrow, next week, Wednesday evening, so that we can go through this and get this out of the way as one step towards formalizing ourselves into an organization that will agitate of farmers around the Caribbean, because I'm saying that we must do whatever we can. Lots has been done in the past, we know that, but we have to press along. in order that we can get the agricultural sector, get some more life into the agricultural sector so that we can provide food and cut back on the money that we are spending. Because one significant thing that we must observe, we must observe that we are spending more money importing food than we are earning from export. And this is around the Caribbean, is not just a Jamaican thing. So let us do whatever we can. Any final comments, gentlemen, before we close off the show?
Just to indicate, we are having in Barbados a farmers meeting consultation this weekend among the poultry producers. Where, for instance, we are going to review what's happening, and we will be looking to make some type of recommendations to government in terms of what we think should be happening. And of course, we are going to have those meetings with different groups of farmers in the through the months of March, April. We're going to have those meetings.
Okay. Yes. Well.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm hearing you, Mr. Mins.
I believe what we need is a brand that is capable of meeting all the Caribbean countries. So we say grow local, buy local. It has to be something short. Every single Caribbean country has to carry that same brand and make it visible. So we could all now speak in one voice, because I believe that whatever we grow, since we go, the Bahamas, let me talk about the Bahamas part. In the Bahamas, we going into tourism strong. So people move off the land. The Bahamas have 3.44 million acres of land, and they don't know land makes money. And if we grow anything here inside the Bahamas, we should not be thinking export. We get 12.5 million tourists. Whatever we grow, we will put inside their stomach and let them export it out there, and let the people around no AI coming. So you can need cheap, you can need food, you can need to buy food, and you eat the but we have to speak in one strong voice. The message is all to the Caribbean, and I think that our people will listen when AI start taking all their jobs and stuff like that. They can need something to do. So people to go on the farm and go stuff and feed our tourists, feed our visitors, feed our state. So we have to talk in one voice. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Well, gentlemen, as I said, want to thank you very much for your time this evening. And as I said, want us to prepare Dr. Thomas, Mr. Mills, Ray, Mr. Paul, Khan, Olifan, prepare ourselves for next week. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay.
Good night.
All right. Yes, that was food security. Yes, and as I said, we are facing, some serious food issues, and we have to do something about it. Anyway, let us go for a break now. Coming up next, it is Highs on the World. This is Rebel Radio.
Everybody's sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with your super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
The Lion King of Hardware. I want to thank you, Lord, for all you have done. Yeah. He was there just in time to rescue me. He was there just in time to rescue me. I was lost in a world of sin, but he was there to take me. He was there just in time to rescue me. I remember when I couldn't find my way. I was searching for the truth night and day. Yeah. Never gave up on the faith. I stayed strong. I never gave in. And he was there just in time to rescue me. He was there.
Imagine a world where information is power, where news meets insight. This is Eyes on the World, your personal lens. We are watching with you. Stay informed, stay curious, get the world's stories reported to you. Eyes on the World, your perspective.
Okay, yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. It's time for Eyes on the World. And this evening, we are going to spend some time and, examine the impact of the war on the Caribbean economies. Yes, we want to talk about that. And I have with me this evening economist Joseph Cox and senior journalist Guyana Enrico Woolford. Gentlemen, good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Joseph, let me start with you. I I know you have done a lot of work and observations about this, the impact of this war on the Caribbean economies. But Joe, based on what you have seen so far, what are the main areas that are likely to be hit first?
Well, all right. Let me take a stab at it. If you look at what is likely to hit first, you will start to see almost immediately is the pass-through effects from increased oil prices. Can remember that yes, we do some refining, but the reality is that we are also influenced by the spot market prices. If you look at what was predicated on the recent budget, the budget would have been priced probably at $60 or $60 something. Now we're looking at West Texas Intermediate crude in the 90s. So you have that immediate imported inflation effect because petrol, diesel affects your transportation, whether it's trucking, petrol, etc. Petrol is the regular thing for party, the public transportation system, etc. And all of these things actually come, and that's an immediate impact that you'll get. Then, of course, you have the other things now we're talking about, the pass-through effects, because to the extent that we import refined products, right, you have to recognize that what happens is that with what has been happening in the Middle East, shipping freight prices have jumped considerably. So therefore, that is another layered impact that you'll have. And if we import the fuel, what happens is that the crude will go to one location where it will have, of course, incurred cost insurance and freight, and when it's coming down to us, it incurs another set. So there's a compounding effect. So that is another layer of the inflation that comes at you, and that comes almost immediately. Then now the secondary things now is when you talk about the shortages now of the supplies. For example, things like sulfur, which will be, the price of it will be impacted, of course, by a considerable curtailment of production, right? So these are global markets, so prices will go up. So you find that now starts to affect some of your industrial processes, right? And of course, these things go right down to as far as PVC, chlorine, a lot of the gases and so on. So the point I'm making is that the immediate impact, in my judgment, is of course the imported inflation, right? And because, for example, in Jamaica, what we don't have, the state is not employing a kind of buffer. So it's almost a straight pass-through effect. It's distinct from what happens in some other Caribbean countries where they at least try to offset some of these things. All it is a temporary measure, but they at least try. But in Jamaica, we don't have that. So it's a straight pass-through effect that you'll get. So you have impact in terms of the gasoline, in terms of the petrol in general. But you have impact in terms of electricity, and of course, pretty much because we import over 60% of what we use anyway, you will have the imported inflation effects. And that is as a result of the higher freight charges, etc., that becomes immediately applicable.
Yes. So we can brace ourselves for tougher times. That is.
Yes, I would think.
That is inevitable. Yes. Enrico, have you started to feel the impact in Guyana as yet?
Well, physically, I'm not in Guyana at the moment, but what I can see from the Guyanese economy point of view, it's the way economists look at things. On the one hand, because of it means Guyana will be getting a little bit more But on the other hand, as the economist pointed out, we will have challenges because of the inflationary aspects of whatever comes out of a war situation in particularly that part of the world. And as you may know, Guyana is not yet a big tourism destination just yet, but clearly the administrations in Guyana have been working towards developing the infrastructure to ensure that we become a destination tourism market, so to speak, that people want to come to Guyana for perhaps not sand and sea, but the kind of adventure and the kind of cultural, sports, even food tourism that is that can make Guyana a tourist destination. Of course, that adventure tourism includes bird watching and what have you. So clearly, what we need to be talking about, from my perspective, is how countries, particularly in the Caribbean archipelago, how we buffer any kind of challenges once there is challenges that will affect us. And we've got to move towards economies that are more self-reliant, that can sustain themselves, even if they are problems affecting other parts of the world.
Yes. Well, you know, it is. You mentioned something about how we in the Caribbean. Now, one of the Joe, one of the thing I during a discussion last week, it was mentioned that Guyana should start looking at replacing the Petro-Carib deal. That is, Guyana should look at the possibility of making gas oil more affordable to its Caribbean neighbors. Now, you see any possibility of that, Joe? You think that can matter?
In the short run, no. Right. And this is the issue is simple. Remember that Guyana, while they have decent reserves now, etc. Remember that a lot of their oil things are governed under contracts. They don't have the level of flexibility in terms of some of these arrangements that people would like to think. But the other side of it, and the more practical side of it, Guyana does not have a refinery. I'm frankly speaking, that is Trinidad anymore. Yes. So I'm not sure what because you see, most of the islands, particularly along the eastern shoreline, as it were, the seaboard, they will be importing refined products.
Yes.
So in the event, it wouldn't make much of a difference. I mean, that it sounds nice, but frankly speaking, I've heard President Ali indicate that he is now looking at revisiting the idea of establishing the refinery in Guyana. But as a response to the immediacy of this, no, that's not impractical, to be frank with you at this point in time.
Yes.
Probably down the line, as they build out other fines, etc., they find themselves with the legal wiggle room, then sure, can invent all sorts of arrangements. But at this point in time, I do not see that as a practical solution.
Yes. Now, the other thing that is likely to happen, Joe, based on, the impact of the war, is that it is likely that it will impact negatively on tourism. And as we,
of course.
And as we know, that is one of the major income earner in a number of Caribbean countries, including Jamaica. So,
well, I will answer this here, Desmond. Between the start of the between the day when the war started, which is the 20th of February,
yes,
and the middle of March, when I checked it, jet fuel had jumped 80%. Right now, the fact of life is that is going to translate straight through into airline travel costs. I will tell you, and there's a very specific reason why. Because in North America, where most of our airlines originate, right nowadays, they made a conscious decision to stop hedging against oil prices.
Yes.
So anytime the price of jet fuel, which is normally higher than thing anyway, but any adjustment in jet fuel, frankly speaking, pass right through the system.
Yes.
So you are going to have the airline prices are going, their ticket prices, for example, travel prices are going to jump. And have been increasing, and they're going to jump even more. So if this continues as is, and frankly speaking, yes, it will reading something where Goldman Sachs says that they have now increased the chance of a recession in the United States to 30%, up 5 points. So therefore, everybody is looking at this thing, and if there's a downturn, you know the political machinations are up to nowadays in the United States, but the other side of it is that with the increased costs, etc., what you end up with is basically what people call demand destruction. People just cut back because if the price is just too high, and they're just not going to do it. And frankly, travel in most cases is an absolutely discretionary expense.
Yes.
So therefore, and that is how I would answer you on that.
Yes. And also, it is likely to impact another major foreign exchange earner for the Caribbean, but specifically Jamaica. And I'm talking about remittances, because the war, people are going to. Let me just say it. I was talking to a friend of mine. As a matter of fact, my niece, who lives in the United States, and she was telling me about the increase in food prices, that it is costing her more as a single person to buy food. And therefore, it's going to cut back on the amount of money that the workers, the people in America have to send back to their relatives' home. So we can expect that.
Yes.
Yes. And what is your advice, Joe? I mean, as what we should do and should be doing or preparing ourselves in order to, ease off some of this pressure that is coming towards us. What are your recommendations?
Honestly, I mean, at the risk of sounding absolutely cliche, try to cut our exposure to the imported stuff. Honestly, maybe made in Jamaica, what I try to do that can come made in the Caribbean. Because that's the only way you can try to avoid or mitigate some of this exposure. Obviously, in terms of the petrol and so on, the fuel, the challenge that you face or what you need to be looking at is alternate energy, renewable energy solutions. But those things, to be truthful, while they'll be useful, they are also very capital intensive, and not a lot of people have the resources to provide the upfront capital to actually install those systems.
Yeah.
So that's what part of our solution. But the other thing is simply to be cut down and try to support more of our indigenous products. A lot of it, we also say a lot of it, we'll manage to get some of the impact. But then the truth of it is that because the economies are so open, and we import most of the inputs anyway, including raw material to use into whatever, those things are just a short-term palliative. But the longer-term solution is to try to go the route of renewable energy solutions to the extent feasible, and of course try and treat and cut our import bill a lot more, so that we become a little bit more self-sufficient in some of the areas. But as it is now, we're too open. The propensity to import is extremely high, and therefore, in the immediate period, there is not a war that is going to happen. And I mean, I'm sorry to have a soul like that, but I was trying to be practical.
Yes. Enrico, life has started, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. The lives of the ordinary Guyanese has started to improve now. Am I right?
Well, as I've always said on this program, the government of Guyana, the current administration, seems to be attacking infrastructure. And in some cases, they're also putting some social benefit, cash grant here, a grant for school children. But at a national level, across the country, there are still complaints about the high cost of living, the high prices in the markets, and what have you. And it comes back to something that Joe just said. We have been talking ad nauseum in the Caribbean since the Barrow and the Burnham and the Board days and the Chelly Jackson days, and going back 40 years, and Sonny Ramphel died, still talking about it. The fact that we are so dependent on extra Caribbean sources for almost everything. We import even water, the Caribbean, because we're catering for tourists coming from Europe, and they want bottled water, and they want this, and they want that, and they want the other, and they expect these kinds of sheets and these kinds of accommodations without trying to be as indigenous as possible. Now, Guyana, for example, is a land of many waters. We have more fresh water than we need. What the entire region ought to be doing is saying to Guyana, look, we are going to invest in a water treatment facility that, just like how you buy Fiji water in the area of the United States or in other parts of the world, you can buy water from Guyana. You can bottle it and make it look as fancy as you want. But once it is treated and it meets all the international specifications, that in and of itself will lower the bills. The thing about cash crops, the ability to have fruits and vegetables and all the other ingredients that go into food, we in the Caribbean ought to be working on that. We have, again, countries like Guyana, countries like Jamaica, countries like Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados, and even Dominica, who have the resources and facilities to produce. But do we work at that level? No. What we prefer is to have a big food import bill, import feed, import even drink sheets, to the point that when you come to the Caribbean, you are really just coming for the latitude, longitude, and beauty of the island.
that's what you're coming for, in fact, because you have not indigenized, if that is the right word, and its economy. And I think that is the way forward, and we have been talking about it for much too long. We need to take action.
Yes, that is, and on that note, Enrico, one of the things that we need to look at is right around the Caribbean. Well, first of all, we need to understand, and I would like to see us move to that level where we must realize that we are one people around the Caribbean. Whether in Jamaica, Guyana, Barbados, we are one people. And on the question of food production, is that we in the Caribbean, we have the capacity to produce food that can supply ourselves with food, right? It does not mean that there are things that we will have to import, but we can reduce our importation of food significantly. And one of the things I would like to see we do is that we produce, so if in Guyana, we know Guyana produce rice. So we know that, okay, we want rice, we know we rely on Suriname and Guyana to supply rice. We want vegetables, we know that we can rely on a country that produce these things. We want yams, we know so you get that in Barbados, bananas. And therefore, I would like, as you say, we need to stop the talking and put some things into action now, where we start producing more food so that we can cut down on the amount of money that we are spending to import. Joe, by the way, do you know what is the import bill for the food bill for the Caribbean? What it is? You know?
Oh Lord, no, well, they used to shut out this number about 6 billion, but I suspect it's considerably higher than that now. Mm-hmm. So, but the upward of 6 billion.
Yeah. Upward of 6 billion. 6 billion.
Yeah.
6 billion US.
Yeah. But there's what Enrique said, I want to just emphasize is that, for example, in recent times, do you know that St. Lucia, given the tourist requirements, etc., St. Lucia has to be importing water from Dominica?
Yes. Okay.
Yep. So that's within the last probably 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Yes.
That is the reality of life. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is already happening.
Well,
it is already happening.
Yeah. That is a good sign, because that is what we need. That is building regional trade. That is how we should be operating. We should concentrate more for our imports around the Caribbean, right? So that we want a product, instead of importing it from England and America or outside of the Caribbean, we focus inside the Caribbean, around the Caribbean, so that we can keep.
Yeah, but
yes, Joe.
Yeah, there's one. But one thing I have to point out, and I would agree with me. But all right, you know, one of the challenges or one of the issues that we have in the Caribbean, right, is that we routinely say, let's eat what we grow.
Yes.
But we keep forgetting the behavioral aspect of it. And it's no longer eat what you grow. What happens is that we eat what we like. Mm-hmm. And for the sad truth of it is that you have generations now that are growing up who are, frankly speaking, being weaned off the indigenous foods that we have in the Caribbean, and they're more identified with the overseas things. So even when you ramp up production, demand might just not be there to avail themselves of the item that you are producing.
Yes.
And that is a real and substantive challenge that we face in this region. So, for example, even when there's come, you'll hear the argument, and I'm advancing myself with no hesitation that we need to reduce the imports of 25% by 2025. That is very wonderful, but in the absence of that behavioral aspect, it is not it will not have the kind of impact that people would expect it to have.
Yes.
So look at us here in Jamaica. When you think about it, how many shops this is that we're selling foreign foods, from pizza to hamburger to this, that, the other, versus the local stuff. Aside from the people who are a corner shop here and there, how many people actually specialize in the local fare?
Yeah.
You think about it. Right? I mean, and you come out of Jamaica for a second. When I go to places like Trinidad, one of the complaints that I always have is that they actually literally is in their nowhere to the local foods because they stay in hotels. All you get is a North American fare.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm not picking on Trinidad or Jamaica as a thing, because this is a challenge that is right through the region.
Yes. We have to change that.
Right through.
We have to change that.
Of course.
Yeah. Enrico, your final word?
But Desmond and Joe, I think what is also important, and Joe raised it, that we are being weaned off, is the fact that we have to be data-driven, we have to be education-driven, we have to be research-driven. And that is to say that, look, both as journalists and economists and, information people or what have you, we have to inform people and make sure that they understand why we are doing it. How come when we live in the United States or we live in the United Kingdom, we look for a Jamaican restaurant, look for a roti shop from Trinidad, and we look for, the pepper pot and the garlic pork and the cook-up from Diana along with the roti. How come when we live up in Harlem, we look for a red rooster from Ethiopia? It tells you that we have to teach and have people stand the need for them to use the resources that they have around you. I don't like to inject God into everything, but I honestly believe that almost every civilization that is on any part of the world, they have the resources right around them.
Yes.
To ensure that they survive. If you go to Saudi Arabia, you will eat dates and you will eat things and you will eat, the things that are indigenous to those societies. You go to India and you will eat what is indigenous there. You go to Fiji. You go and the smallest part in the United States supermarket is foreign foods. The Caribbean is the other way around.
Yes.
The biggest part in the supermarket is foreign food.
Yes.
And we simply have to teach our people, both from the point of view of research and documentation, and the point of view from education and information. That's my position.
Yes. Joe, your final word? Joe? Yeah, your final word, Joe.
Oh, no, but I mean, the fact of life is that as with every crisis, there comes opportunity, and it is really for us to sit down and start to double down, see if we can become more creative to increase that the local and regional back to the products and offering and minimize that. But frankly speaking, I'm sad to say, it seems as if we didn't learn a thing coming out of COVID, because the same issues keep coming back at us, albeit in different forms, but same basic issues. And we think we haven't learned anything.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, I want to thank you both very much for your time this evening. And as both of you have pointed out, that we have to, what we are facing now is we have to learn from it, because it presents us with an opportunity to change some of what we are doing so that we can survive and improve our conditions. Thank you very, very much. And that's the end of Eyes on the World for this evening. Yes. So, coming up next, it is going to be the world of sports and entertainment. So, tune in. This is Rebel Radio.
Imagine a world where information is power, where news meets insight. This is Eyes on the World, your personal lens. We are watching with you. Stay informed, stay curious, get the world's stories reported to you. Eyes on the World, your perspective.
Welcome. World of Sports and Entertainment. This is Midweek Bulletin. Okay. Happening now at the National Stadium, Boys and Girls Athletics Championship. And I have some finals that took place today, but the main final, which for today, is going to be the 100 meters for Class 3 to Class 1 male and female finals tonight. And as we speak now at this time, it's the semi-finals of the 100 meters going on now. Later, for the finals from Class 3 to Class 1 boys and girls. And it's early days in the point standing where both JC and Kingston College have some finalists in the 100 meters. And of course, you have the other school. Edwin Allen looks set to cup another championship. They are really heating up the place at this time and looking forward to reclaim back the title from Heidel, who is going through some changes at this time. Okay. So we're looking forward to getting those results tonight from the 100 meters final, which will be at least by Friday. We can tell you more about who are the leaders in the boys and girls athletics championship. Okay. Another thing, tomorrow, of course, will be the Reggae Boys match, starting with New Caledonia in Monterrey, Mexico. And words coming out is that this New Caledonia team is, somewhat a little ordinary, and the Reggae Boys Jamaica team is look to get the better of them. With the likes of Bailey Kadamantari, Leon Bailey, Bobby Reed, Damian Lowe. Yes, they should pack too much for this New Caledonia team. I don't know the makeup or the chemistry of this team, but a few players from France, they have been in the Oceanic playing games, mostly against New Zealand, and of course they look forward to playing the Reggae Boys. But look at both teams. I think the Reggae Boys have the edge. But the winner of this, of course, will be playing Dr. Congo, DR Congo, in the final on Sunday. We have seen how Congo played, and of course they are very compact. Not a threat in front of goal, but they are very compact in midfield and at the back. So the Reggae Boys or New Caledonia would have their work cut out for this Congo team if any one of them should meet in this final come Sunday. I think it's Sunday, or not Tuesday. Sunday, I believe, yes. All right, so that will be taking place tomorrow in Monterrey, Mexico. There are other matches in Europe as well for this last minute qualifying. You have other European teams like Wales and Irish, looking to make up the number going into the World Cup. That should be held in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And words coming out is that Germany is saying that they want to boycott. Things are not getting better in the USA, dealing with the Trump administration and what is taking place underground with ICE and all of that. So it's the US is not letting up, and people are saying, why did the US get to host? Because they are not football power, and of course they don't they value other games like baseball, basketball, and the NFL, but soccer, as what them call it, is not that much love in the US. I don't understand why they were given the nod to be one of the hosts, but at least it's them and Canada. Canada and Mexico are more football nations, but it's the second time in USA. Remember in '94, that one Brazil won, now again. So let us see what is going to happen going forward where the US is concerned, because they have majority of the match going to play in the World Cup. Okay, let us get into some music right here. Gonna do this one, of course, with P. Damore. All right.
Yeah. Now follow them, no. Yeah.
All right. That one is not going to try this one, of course, with Reggae Queen Master Griffiths. And some volume. Okay. Yes, man, this one coming from Master Griffiths, our Reggae Queen. Dreamland.
There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. There's a land that I have heard about so far across the sea. To have you
to me.
To have you.
Yeah, man, right here on the world of sports and entertainment. Rebel Radio Jamaica for live. Google Rebel Radio Jamaica 1. Catch this program. It begins at 4 p.m. on a Friday and 5:30 p.m. on a Wednesday.
So much fun. We live together on that dreamland.
Family of the I Trees, Mr. Griffiths. Much fun.
We'll get our breakfast.
Yes.
From the trees. We'll get our honey from the bees. We'll take a ride on the waterfall. We'll count the stars in the sky. And surely we'll never die. And surely we'll never die. And surely we'll never die. Oh, what a time that will be. Oh, just you wait, wait, wait and see.
Surely.
And surely we'll never die. And surely.
Yeah, man, that one, of course, from the Queen herself, Master Griffiths. We're going to say greetings from Half Pint right here.
You live the life you love. You love the life you live. Everything you have in mind, I will give. Ooh, greetings I bring from God to all ragamuffin. Ooh, greetings I bring from God to all ragamuffin. Ooh, for all the diamonds and the money and pearl, I hope you get the music keep playing on the world. No matter what the price, the music is nice. Oh, you look assistant.
DJ, King to JJ.
Whoa, greetings I bring from Jah to all ragamuffin. Ooh, greetings I bring from Jah to all ragamuffin. Ooh, I hope it gets the mind that the city control. And most of all, it should never grow old. It's the only music that rocks their soul. And most of all, to make the good time roll.
What I'm saying?
Greetings I bring from Jah
I'm Half Pint.
to all ragamuffin. Ooh, greetings I bring from Jah to all ragamuffin. Ooh, something lively, whoa, oh, 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 what lively, whoa, oh, 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 something lively, whoa.
Big up that one from Shined.
How you mean? Brothers and sisters, good day there. How you doing? Hope you doing fine. Brand this mix up and blend for a man like that and shine as I will say. Yeah. Real keen from a record machine to the spot when I seen Biggie Rock come in as I will tell you. Now you whistle this, make you jump on twist, speaking of this. Tell you about it.
What I'm saying?
Sometimes it's hard, but try and you'll make it.
Motivation Action, man. Shine it.
In order to achieve, go forth and take it. Set yourself free. With obstacles in your way, you may fall before you rise. But if you really want good, you know how to run. So get up and keep your eyes on the prize. So as part of your plan, you feel have ambition, and the Almighty One as your foundation. Hey, nobody get rich and switch, because that's definitely wrong. Me I beg you, no, don't forget your friends and where you come from. If you a thief, remember God now sleep. And although you rob a man and you get well last week, you fall out the street, but you're beaten going steep, because God is a silent river and you know him run deep. Throughout history, lots of great men and women went about things the old-fashioned way. They just kept on winning and winning. So strive, step up in life and go for what you know. You've got to strive. Not moved by smart remarks from people who think they're witty. Keep moving on, mind gotta be strong, and don't indulge in self-pity, but strive, step up in life and go for what you know. You got to strive, remove the doubt from out your mind and obstacles in your way, you may fall before you rise. But if you really want good, you know how to run. So get up and keep your eyes on the prizes and strive.
Taking the one from Guinea Pepper. The weed.
High grade. Strictly high grade. Please the chalice, make the water go so. It make we go so. We make it go so. Guinea pepper. Smoke the herbs, the herbs. Close sound. We make the chalice go so. Weedy. Cut off the cigarette lock off for the BD. Smoke the weed till we eyes them bleedy. Pass another couple load and give me. Smoke the herbs. Fruit sound just a make it chalice go song. This Cumberland come from Senton, Sensimina from Westmoreland. The good skunk come from Clarendon. Smoke the sensi and we sing a song so. Smoke the herbs. Mr. Just make it chalice go song. Well, it's essential smoke this morning and it brightens up my eyes. Through sound, we love it so. The herb bring good vibes. Yes, it's essential smoke this morning and it brightens up my eyes. Miss Miles, him love it so. Herb bring good vibes. Well, come help me stack. Bless this chalice. Through sound crew steam it in a stew. The young veterans send on this medicine. It's
good for asthma and flu. Smoke the herbs, the herbs, the herbs, the herbs, the herbs.
Oh, that's guinea pepper.
We make the chalice come song.
So sweet. Check that one with Terra Fabulous and Nadine Sutherland.
My next guest has people moving all over the dance floors of America, and he's going to get us moving as well. Performing Action from the album Yaga Yaga. Please welcome Terra Fabulous.
Woman want good love, no sympathize. Woman want good love every night, right up. Love a girl, Nadine, step up.
Action.
Not a bag of mountains.
So we.
Looking at the girl them broke out. Not a bag of mountains.
So we.
Looking at the girl them broke out.
You think you are so fine.
Big chat no work, yeah, man, watch the time.
Stop playing with my mind.
Oh man, no in a joke when she well want the wine.
You call me on the phone.
1 hour what you talking.
Yeah, man, you don't know. We're gonna just have more and a lot more like this for this segment. You know, back in the day, songs and so forth. We'll have a segment just for that. We're gonna start it again on Friday, this Friday, right here on the World of Sports and Entertainment, Rebel Radio Jamaica. For live, Google Rebel Radio Jamaica 1. Yes, and you can have it right on the YouTube right there. Okay.
Watch this. Headroom bullish, she no want that you know. She want a man take a red sign up a line so. And I make love to woman like a war them a go. Woman a ball in a agony, you all out. Hardcore loving man, you must be MC.
Travel the world, conquer the globe, till I get fired in this reggae.
Gonna stop our time now. We'll continue back with this music. Tell you about this one from Everton Blinder.
Step up, warrior. Step up, warrior. Blend them, people tumbling down. When we start from the bottom and we reach right over the top. No matter where you do, you know say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute out to the yellow, the green, the black. And make them know say that we want this mystic.
It's the Everybody Sale at New Budget Supplies. Do-it-yourself professionals and contractors. This is the sale for you. Lumber, steel, dress and form ply, water tanks, pumps, PVC pipes and fittings, toilets, bathtubs, vanities and basins, windows, paint, doors, floor and wall tiles, thin sets and grout. Up to 20% off selected items. 195 Hagleyburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Tools, hardware, and supplies is turning up the heat this summer with your super saving summer sale. Prices are slashed on everything you need to fix up your home. Beautiful tiles, sleek doors, top quality windows, modern sanitary ware, exclusive flooring, and more. At Tools, hardware, and supplies, we have you covered for the summer.
So come visit us at 279 Spanish Town Road, 4 South Camp Road, 8 Red Hills Road,
or online at toolsja.com.
Tools!
Lion King of Hardly.